Shalom, shalom. Make sure everything good before we get started. Let's see here. All right. Make sure everything gets started. Let's see. Go back. Okay. Make sure everything looking good. Before we get started, I'd like to pray to the east. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, the Kakwadash. And double honor to those great millstone while I learned this truth. And also to the oath elect that is scattered abroad. I'd like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another live camp through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of the live camp today is the time is at hand. So I'd like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So we already know that the time is at hand. What do I mean? What these prophecies, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing right now that World War III is beginning. We're seeing the beginning stages of what? Of Jacob's trouble. Also, we know that they're getting ready to implement this new digital infrastructure, whereby they get ready to make you a petrol slave. The Lord constantly been warning you about it left and right. We're seeing this happening with our own eyes, and also we know that we're very close to our salvation, and also the second coming of our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, which in fact is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, not Jesus, not Yah, not Yahweh, not Yeshua. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning that he saves, he delivers. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, we are very close to these turbulent times, Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? The hour of temptation, the hour of testing. These things are fast approaching. In the middle of the Lord, we've constantly been warning you left and right. Prophecies are speaking loud and clear. And how the Lord is warning you through his mouthpiece. What to say before. You know what I'm saying? Tell you these things before they happen through his mouthpiece. Warning before destruction. So a lot of things is happening, We know that they're getting ready to bring forth their agenda, their plan, which in fact is this NWO. We already know that it's already has begun. I did a lesson last night on Bill Gates, whereby he's saying it's time to merge these digital IDs with your biometrics, just like the Bible said you will not be able to buy or sell without having it in your right hand or into your forehead. So it's talking about surveillance under the skin. You know what I'm saying? It's MOTB. These things are right here before our eyes. We're not talking out the side of our neck. This is what the Bible said. You know what I'm saying? These are not our words. These are the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the one that sent us. So we're seeing right now these things are picking up. The signs of the times are here. We're seeing that the war drums are constantly being, rumors of wars are all over the place. Earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing all sorts of uprising, sedition. We're seeing rumors of civil war, civil unrest. The love of men is constantly waxing colder and colder. These things are constantly happening left and right. And also we're seeing that the Lord is bringing forth judgment, but it's going to be on a high level very soon. First, my judgment will start at the house of Israel. You wicked Negroes, you wicked Latinos, you wicked Native Indians. That's who I'm talking to. And one thing about it's time to return to your true power while you still have time. The door of repentance is what is closing. We're seeing right now, we right here at the final countdown, you know what I'm saying? Final countdown to what? Destruction. All hell breaking loose. So we seeing right now that constantly, this order out of chaos. We're not ignorant of Satan's device, so he constantly causing these things to happen to bring forth that solution. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact, once again, is totally controlled. We're constantly warning you left and right, even though we sound like a broken record. But these are the time that we're living in. So these things are happening at a fast pace. And one thing about it, we seeing with our own eyes that the Lord is bringing it forth. We constantly rejoicing. You know what I'm saying? We almost at the end of this nightmare. If you're not ready to leave here and you love it here, you're getting ready to die here. You're not ready to rule, you're getting ready to die. You know what I'm saying? It's plain and simple. You're not seeking the Lord, you're seeking death. We constantly go over these things left and right, and all the game sale and all the unbelievers getting ready to be a thing of the past, because these prophecies right now are speaking loud and clear. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, at the end it shall speak and not lie. It's not tearing anymore. It's not delaying anymore. So stop putting off from day to day. Stop, let go of these mortal thoughts. Get your house in order. Examine yourself. get your mindset right. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom and knowledge should be what? The stability of the time. Stability goes into what? Your faith, what you have believed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have faith, don't have works. So when this time of trouble comes, a lot of people are going to be very docile. They're going to line up, you know what I'm saying, and take this digital oil. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. I would take it. I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it. I had to do this because of this, because of that. But did you trust in your true power? So that's where we at right now. So, we know that they are bringing forth this new digital infrastructure. Digital, programmable, also implantable. We go through these things left and right, but there's one major prophecy you cannot get wrong. You know what I'm saying? GMS, you know what I'm saying, that has the 100% truth, constantly been warning you. And also the means with the like doctrine, you know what I'm saying, teaching the same thing. So this is where we're at right now. So one thing about it, that the Lord is bringing these things to pass. So we're going to start off there. The Lord is getting ready to make it good. You know what I'm saying? We seeing it right now. The Lord is getting ready to make it good. You know what I'm saying? He's getting ready to make it very plain to you. You know what I'm saying? All this gainsaying, all this confusion, and all this, I don't believe it's getting ready to be a thing of the past. You know what I'm saying? It said the prudent man shall keep silent in the day of trouble. That's where we at right now. You have people out here, they'll stop and just look at you, trying to figure out what you're doing. So we already know that, a lot of our people are docile. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no idea what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? And we constantly wonder. Let's go here to Numbers. We'll start off here in Numbers chapter 23. Let's go here first. The Spirit is leading me here first. Let's go here to Numbers chapter. Then we got some videos to bring out too. I got to bring out that copyright disclaimer. We already know how YouTube get down. We only teaching the truth, but that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Any type of wickedness, you know what I'm saying? You have 1 million views. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm telling you, man. This world here is finished. See here, Numbers chapter 23. I think it's around verse 19. Let's get this here, because this is exactly what the Lord is getting ready to do. It says here, the Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and shall he not do it? So, or has he spoken, and shall it not he not make it good? So one thing about it, Lord, it's as it is written, it shall come to pass. So the Lord's getting ready to make these prophecies good. They're getting ready to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? We're in the time right now where all things are getting ready to be fulfilled. Also, we know that we are faster approaching the kingdom of heaven. We're in that transition to power. So let's read this in the NLT, Numbers chapter 23 and verse 19. It said, Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not a man, so he does not lie. Say he is not human, so he does not change his mind. Say, has he ever spoken and failed to act? Say, has he ever promised and not carried it through? So right now we're at that time where the Lord is getting ready to make it good. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear. They are faithful and true. The Lord's word will not return to him void. So now let's go here to Isaiah chapter 55. Let's get this one right quick. Isaiah chapter 55. We'll start up at verse, that's very, very important, seek the Lord. It says here, seek ye the Lord while he can be found. Said, call ye upon him while he is near. And one thing about it, seek the Lord early. While the door of repentance is still open to you, while you still have the opportunity, while we still have YouTube, the internet, different things like that. Wisdom and knowledge shall increase. It's going to and fro throughout the entire earth. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing it, right? It's very convenient. You know what I'm saying? You see me right here, you know what I'm saying? You could just set up live anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord is doing all the heavy lifting, so it would not be no excuse when the Lord bring forth this judgment. You can't say you didn't know or you didn't see the men of the Lord. A lot of people pass through, they blow their horns, they'll wave or whatever, speak, you know what I'm saying? Thinking some type of a game, but all the games about to be over. Isaiah chapter 15 and verse 6 says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he's near. And I bet, how do you do that? Through his mouthpiece, the prophet, the one that's in the highways and the byways, making these video epistles. They'll constantly warn you. You know what I'm saying? Keep it not silent. Constantly continue to warn you about these prophecies. You telling you about the downfall of Babylon the Great, which in fact is America, telling you about Esau, Edom, his judgment. Also, we telling you about the tooth there. You wicked tooth there, what is going to happen to you. You get ready to feel the fire. Verse 7 said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So that's exactly what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Forsake your way. You know what I'm saying? Examine yourself. Get your house in order. Get your mind right. Let go of the martyr thoughts, because that's where we at right now. These things are here right at the door. You know what I'm saying? These things are happening on a major level, man. I'll tell you, man. The Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work, man. These things are right here before our eyes. Let's see here. Let's get it in the NLT. See how it reads. It said, let the wicked change their ways and banish the very thoughts of doing wrong. So let them turn to the Lord, that he may have mercy upon them. Yes, turn to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, for he will forgive generously. So that's it. That's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to acknowledge, you got to confess. If you're a part of the elect, you'll get this time around. So let's go here now to that the time is at hand. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 1. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people, they'll drive down and they'll stop and they'll look back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a strange thing. You know what I'm saying? They thinking that you're a damn crazy. You thinking we're nobodies. But you know, Lord, he got it set up like that. You know, Lord's a master chess player. You know what I'm saying? But they're in for a rude awakening. Things that they thought was nothing is something. And something that you were thinking that was something was nothing. You know what I'm saying? We put it like that. It says here, Revelation chapter 1, verse 3, it said, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So the time is at hand. What is the time? You know what I'm saying? Our salvation, our great deliverance. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to get us out of this nightmare. We're in that transition of power. And also we're seeing that the Lord is slowly putting the curses on these other nations. But we know the curses will not be off of us until the Lord come back and restore us in our first estate. Immortality, rulership, spiritual power is right around the corner. Let's read it in the NLT. It said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua blesses the one who reads the words of this prophecy, which in fact are the true believers, said to the church, and he blesses all who listen to its message and obey what it says, for the time is near. So right now we're getting closer and closer, you know what I'm saying, to a great time of trouble. We're getting closer and closer to the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. That's why we're constantly warning you left and right. Said, blessed he that readeth and understands these prophecies, the men of the Lord, the one that's in the highways and the byway, the one that's making these video epistles, the one that's constantly sighing and crying, warning you. The Lord said, you know, they're truly blessed. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, that, you know, this is where we at right now. And these things are happening. Let's get this one here. Then we'll get that, we get a few videos. Let's see here. Let's go here to 1 Peter chapter 4, because we see it right now. We're at the end of an age, end of this empire. So I think around July, I think it's saying that America will reach, I think, 250 years. I think they're going to have a celebration somewhere apart this year, I know. But we already know that once our empire, our nation reach that point, you know what I'm saying, that civilization, you know what I'm saying, reach that point, you know what I'm saying, that empire, they, you know, they will be totally destroyed. They're going to be put down. And the Lord is going to usher in another kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing right now, the Lord is putting down one and setting up another. As you know, that's where we're at right now. It says here, 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7 said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So one thing about it, that we see at the end of all things are at hand. The end of what? Of this world, or this age. You know what I'm saying? At the end of Esau, Edom, reign of terror. So that's where we at right now. So this world is ending. This is the temporal world. You know what I'm saying? We are waiting on the eternal weight of glory. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that dwells in righteousness, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven. So now we're seeing that we're at the end of an age, an end of an eon. You know, we're seeing that happening right before our eyes. That's why all these events are constantly happening. You know what I'm saying? The Lord already said this place is going to be overthrown with much violence. That's exactly what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Every empire that always was overthrown, you know what I'm saying? And another kingdom took over, you know, with much violence. You know, so that's what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to take the kingdom. The Lord gonna say, take the kingdom, is yours. We are very close to this time. So let's read it once again. It says here, in the NLT it said, the end of the world is coming soon. Therefore, be earnest and disciplined in your prayers. So, we got to be watchful. We got to be vigilant. We got to be praying without ceasing. We got to redeem the time wide, measure the time diligently, watching these prophecies. You know what I'm saying? Always constantly seeing what's going on around you pretty much every day. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been in the truth, you know what I'm saying? I don't get much rest, maybe 2 to 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, I have set a watchman to warn you all these impending dangers. Let's get that. So that's exactly what the Lord is doing. He's constantly speaking to you through his mouth, through the prophets. The Lord said, I have spoken to you. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking, he's speaking to you loud and clear, but you think that it's a game, but all the game's about to be over. You know what I'm saying? Got a little gusts of wind, we got a little rain in the forecast. I hope it hold up. Let's go here to Ezekiel. Skip this, Ezekiel chapter 3. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman, a prophet, said unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me. So the Lord, gave us the authority, to come out here in the highways and the byways, and and also to warn you of all these impending days. The Lord said, go out in the highways and the byways and bid them to the marriage, compel them to come back to your true power while he still can't be found. We're talking about the elect. They're going to get it. They're going to be able to understand this message, which in fact the Lord make it plain upon table. The Lord is not the author of confusion. The devil is, which in fact is the modern day so-called white man. Let's read this in the NLT. It says, Son of man, I have appointed you as a watchman for Israel. So whenever you receive a message from me, warn people immediately. So that's exactly what we're doing. If you see something, say something. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? We're constantly seeing these things are happening right before our eyes, man. I'm telling you, man, we're here. So now let's go get this disclaimer. Let's get this disclaimer right quick. I got to make sure I'm on too while I'm at it. Make sure that I'm live. Got to make sure that we know how YouTube get out. Making sure I'm live. Let's see here. Trying to see. Let's see if I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Everything good. Make sure the sound good. It's okay. Now let's get this disclaimer. And make sure, because sometimes you can be out here and you won't even be live. So now let's go here and get this disclaimer before we start these video. One moment, but we're seeing right now that time is at hand. The day is at hand. The time is at hand. The time of the Lord's return and also our salvation. You know what I'm saying? We are very close. We're seeing these things that are happening with our own eyes. So now let's go here and get this disclaimer. Salaki about the slowness, but we'll get it in a minute. Got to show these disclaimers before we start show the video, because you know how Esau get down. He will pull the video down. Let's see here. Let's get this disclaimer. Here we go.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So we see it. I'm gonna read it though, just so you can I always play it fast first, but it says here, copyright disclaimer. Said under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, and scholarship and research. Fair use use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in fair use. So we got that out of the way. So now let's go here to the videos. I got a few little videos we're going to show. All we got to be visual. We already know how Israel get out. You got to show them. And some people don't believe until they see it, and some people just believe in the spirit that you're telling the truth. But, that's why the Lord set up these things. So he set up these, all the internet. So it's very useful. You know what I'm saying? The Lord do all the heavy lifting for us. Let's see what I want to get first. Let's get this one here about the war drums right here. Let's get this one here first. We get them in about 44 seconds, and we'll get a little something on it. So we get a few scriptures on it.
Did you guys know that the U.S. has cut off access to Cuba's fuel sources, and that Cuba has no fuel, and that it's in a crisis, and that ships have tried to give them humanitarian aid, and we stopped them. And we're not hearing anything about it because, well, they can't even use phones or the internet because right now there is none. And essentially, this is going to lead them to fucking starve.
So we've seen that. So we already know what's going on in Cuba, how America, constantly cutting off their resource. We already know what happened in Venezuela. But we know that what the power is in his hand. We know how this red devil get down. The time is at hand. So a lot of people seeing exactly what America is doing to Cuba. But they'll try to bring Cuba under their regime. They saying that they want a regime change to put their puppet leaders in their put their puppet leaders into their government so it can bring forth their agenda. So what they're trying to do is rob them of what their resources, because what the power is in their hand. Let's get this right quick. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says here, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. So when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So right now, it's in the power of their hand for a short season. When you go to Job chapter 9 and verse 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. But we're in that short season right now where the Lord is getting ready to come back and take this man's blessing away from him and also usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells right. So let's go here to verse 2. He said, they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So that's exactly what they're doing to Cuba. He comes to oppressing a man, in his own house. His own his land, taking away this man's livelihood. They cut off all the oil, so they don't have any water, they don't have any internet, or no power and stuff, but this is all by design. To break them down, so to make them to come under that subjection. They said, are they philosophy, are they policy? This man is not a keep right home. He's trying to have that, what you call that, that Western hemisphere. He wants the whole Western hemisphere, which in fact, he wants total control, what they call that, the Monroe Doctrine. You look that up. Let's read this once again. It says, Micah chapter 2 and verse 2, he said, they covered fields and take them by violence. So that's exactly what they're doing. It said, the houses and take their, let's read it once again. Micah chapter 2 and verse 2 says, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and their houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So that's exactly what they're doing with Cuba. And also we already seen that what happened in Venezuela. They took the man whole entire house and they constantly oppressing the people. You know what I'm saying? We need a new a regime, a new a government. You know what I'm saying? So they constantly taking out these leaders that don't want to be a part of their agenda and putting it and replace them with their puppet leaders. You know what I'm saying? To do their bidding. We already know what's going on in Mexico. Also, it's happening in Canada, whereby we saying that Mexico has said that they're getting ready to issue out digital IDs. I think they announced it the first quarter of February, January. So now we're seeing that they're constantly putting that digital infrastructure into place. It's already here in America. They just has not announced it or has not enforced it. But we know that at some point it's going to be mandatory. So we're seeing these things are happening right before our eyes. This man is not a keep at home. So this man right here, said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. For when the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands. So right now, it's a woe to them to meet the destruction. So we seeing right the power's in his hand. This man is doing pretty much, he's thinking right now that he's trying to fill his belly, what his enterprise, his agenda, his plan. That's exactly what they're trying to roll out right before our eyes. You know, we seeing these things are happening, you know. Man, I'm telling you, man, we're here. Let's see here. Let's go back to the videos. There's another video I'm gonna show you right quick, but so you know, just showing you a few things, you know, what about these war drums. Also, let me see, can I get to you about this war drum?
There's a $25 billion project getting built in the Arizona desert.
I tell you what, let me show you this one here about these data centers that they putting into place. You know what I'm saying? So we slowly seeing that they're putting this infrastructure into place, this digital society. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna lead to that grain of rice.
There's a $25 billion project getting built in the Arizona desert that almost nobody is talking about. As of January 2026, the Hassayampa Ranch Data Center Hub just got approved, and it is now the largest private development in Arizona history. This is not one building, it is a 2,000-acre gigacampus designed to power the AI boom with more than 1 gigawatt of electricity, which is about the same power used by 750,000 homes. The project is backed by Arizona Land Consulting and high-profile investor Chamath Palihapitiya, and it cleared its biggest legal hurdle in December when Maricopa County rezoned the land from rural to industrial. In 2026, the project moves from approval into action, with detailed site plans and major utility work expected to begin by the end of the year. The site near Tonopah, west of Buckeye, was chosen because it is one of the only places left in the valley with access to massive high-voltage transmission lines coming from the Palo Verde nuclear plant. The project has sparked concerns from nearby residents about power, water, and noise, but developers argue that replacing thousands of planned homes with closed-loop cooled data centers will actually reduce long-term water use. Love it or hate it, this project confirms that Arizona's next wave of tech growth is moving deep into the West Valley. I'm Henry Padilla, your local Phoenix real estate broker, showing up every day, so all you have to do is follow along.
So we see it right there, constantly putting these data centers into place. And right before y'all, they setting these up. They said putting these data centers in place that they's getting ready to bring forth this AI. You know, they already seeing that a lot of these jobs are constantly slowly fading away and getting ready to replace them with robotics. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact, whereby they not gonna need humans anymore. So that's what we're coming upon. You know what I'm saying? So, but they already got the plan into place. So let's get this quick precept. Let's go here to 2 Corinthians. Let's go here right quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. You know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So that's exactly what this man is doing. You know, he's rolling it out right before your eye. We constantly warn you. See, we got the visual, we got the receipts through the spirit of power. Yahweh Shema Shai. Let's go here. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now everybody, you know, we know the physical counterpart of Satan is the modern day so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And it says here, it said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. You know, what is that advantage? You know, that man, he won't what? Total control, have you on a 24/7 surveillance, monitoring, you know, all these different things. Tracking and tagging, you know, that's where we at right now. That's why he's putting up all these data centers, because they're gonna need those data centers to run this new system that they're putting into place, this blockchain technology. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things is coming. That's what we're constantly warning you. We already know that we slowly seeing a slow decline of the dollar. They getting ready to phase out the dollar and then bring forth that digital oil. It says here, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, or what his plans, of his agenda. You know what I'm saying? You know, device goes into his mindset. So that's exactly what he's rolling out. So we're seeing him, they're rolling these things out, you know, I mean, at warp speed. You know, these things are happening right before our eyes. So let's go here. It's another one I want to get somewhere. Let's go here to Ezekiel chapter 7. Then we'll go back to the videos. Ezekiel chapter 7. See here, Ezekiel chapter 7. And let's get here at verse, start at verse 5. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5. It said, thus said the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Let's read that once again. It says here, Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5, thus said the Lord power, and evil, and a only evil, behold, is come. So that's where we at right now, you know. So we know that we're right upon beginning stage of what? Of Jacob trouble. You know what I'm saying? The hour of testing. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting ready to be worldwide. What's getting ready to come to pass? This new digital infrastructure. Everyone is getting ready to make a change. You know what I'm saying? Your life is getting ready to change. You're getting ready to make a decision whether you want to or not. Let's read this in the NLT. It said, "This is what the sovereign Lord said. Disaster after disaster is coming your way." So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. We already seeing that military presence that's building up in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? That Ezekiel chapter 38 war, we're seeing it lining up like clockwork. So we are waiting. They said within days that they are going to try to decide if Iran, you know, what Iran going to do. And then if DJ Donald Trump said that, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be very bad if they do not make make some type of decision or come to some type of agreement with them. But you already know that there will be no peace. When they say peace and safety, then total destruction will come upon them. It says here, verse 6, it says, "And end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come." So right now, we're right at the end. We're seeing it right now. All these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. We're seeing it right now. Things are more obvious and clear. It's being manifest. It's being revealed that we're here. You know what I'm saying? At the end, it shall speak and not lie. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing what? Rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places. Pestilence goes into what? Plagues, outbreaks, disease. You know, these things are here right before our love of minutes is waxing cold. Increased violence. You know what I'm saying? We have the love. We're seeing a lot of people right now very deceived. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, "Take heed that no man deceive you." So the end has come. You know, also these are the days of Noah. We get that in a minute too. Also, it says here in the NLT, it said the end has come. It said it has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting. So that's right here. The day of doom is at hand. But guess what? The immortality, the age of immortality is fast approaching. That's where we at right now, man. These things are here. Let's read a little bit more of this. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 8 said, "Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense or repay thee for all thy abomination." Verse 9 said, "For my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. So I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thy abomination that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Lord that smitten." Verse 10 said, "Behold, the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod has blossomed, pride has budded." So right now we're seeing a lot of people are very prideful right now. A lot of people have that that do thy will spirit. We see a lot of people right now, you know what I'm saying, are self-willed, you know what I'm saying, are covetous, you know what I'm saying, very prideful, you know what I'm saying, are very wicked, you know what I'm saying. These things right here, right before our eyes, man. These are the days of Noah, man. Verse 11 said, "Violence is risen up unto a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor their multitude, nor of any of theirs. Neither shall there be wailing for them." Verse 12 said, "The time is come, the day draws near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof." So that's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to bring forth this recompense and judgment like we have never seen before. That's what we're constantly warning you about. We're seeing that the war drums are beating. We're seeing that World War III is constantly lining up. We're seeing what's happening between this conflict between Iran and America, and also Israel. The least of the flock should draw them out. That's what we're constantly warning you about. You know, the second war has passed, but the third war come quickly. Let's get that right quick. You know, because then we're going to get another video. You know what I'm saying, man, we're here, man. We're so very excited. And one thing about it that, you know what I'm saying, we're living in some very exciting time. Blessed is he that readeth and understand these prophecies, because what the time is at hand. You know what I'm saying? The day of the Lord. You know, we're here, man. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It says here, it said the second woe is past. It's talking about what? World War II. It said, "Behold, the third woe come quickly," which in fact is the last and final war right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashah. So woe goes into destruction. So let's get another video. So we already seeing that in the Hamas, the Straits of Hormuz. We seeing now that they have they're doing military drills. Iran and China and Russia, just like the Bible says. So this is lining up perfectly. You know, shalom to you, the beautiful daughter of Zion. Let's see what her name is. Sarosha 777. Shalom to you, a beautiful daughter of Zion. You know what I'm saying? So we're here, man. These things are right here at the door, man. Man, we constantly warn you. So we seeing this, those things are lining up just like the Bible said. You know what I'm saying? Also, the Lord said in what? In Joel chapter 2 and verse 20, that I removed the northern army. It's talking about what? America, you know what I'm saying? They're military. You know, talking about the Navy, the Army. You know what I'm saying? The Marines. We seeing that now we have a massive buildup over there in the Middle East, the Persian Gulf. All right, man, what's going on? You good?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, just like I say, you know, man, a lot of these things, man, are happening, man. These things are happening right before our eyes. So let's go here. Man, I'm telling you, man, we're living some very exciting time. Let's go back to these videos, man. It's one I got here. I got to find. I got so many damn videos, man. Man, the Lord, he's been putting it on us, man. Let's see here. Let's see. It's a video I want to show you right quick. But right now, the signs of the times are here, man. These things are happening right before our eyes. I get the one here. This one here about Javante. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty good. He brings it out pretty good. Yeah, let's go here. Let's get this one right quick.
All right, let's get straight to the point. I ain't been here to waste y'all time. So y'all know that Donald Trump was asked by the media today if he was considering limited options on Iran this weekend, and he said, I guess I can say I'm considering it. You can leave now.
Make friends.
And here's the source on it. He did give Iran 10 to 15 days, but stuff can happen in between there to pressure them to try to come to a deal. So just remember that the option's still on the table. They're not building up for nothing. Then we also have the Iranians releasing some kind of a commercial for ZTV, which is a satellite TV network. So it looks like they're actually getting ready to give announcements from their bunkers. This is pretty sinister, and it kind of makes you realize this can happen anywhere, even here at home. But check this out.
وطنان عزیز از شما خواهش میکنم که کانال ماهواره جدید رو تماشا نکنید. جزئیات روی صفحه است، اما لطفاً نگاه نکنید. ولی میتوانید ببینید که این گربه مامانی چه قشنگ پیانو میزنه.
We see it right now that Iran. We're gonna get a little bit more of this video in a minute. We seeing that Iran, they already prepared. They already got what you call these satellites, like videos they're gonna show. You know, if they come to go into a war with America. So this already been prophesied. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said He's gonna remove the Northern Army from their borders. So that's exactly what He's doing. We're seeing that they have these two major aircraft carriers over there. They have all these aircrafts, these fighter jets, all sorts of military buildups. This is going to be the biggest war that ever was assembled, because the Lord is getting ready. He's gathering the nation. So the Lord is getting ready to take all these nations down. So let's get a little bit more of this video.
You really remember what happened last time? These are all attacks that Iran was doing on Israel. Israel was bombing Iran to a bloody pulp, and Iran was still retaliating, was still making sure they had missiles that got across, debris all across Israel. People were still in their bunkers. If you got the time for it, watch this. Right, and we also got a Russian oil refinery on fire from 4 Ukrainian drones. This is the latest, more news next.
So we see that, you know, so we're seeing right now, things are constantly picking up in the Middle East. So we're going to go here first. You know, it's another video I'm going to show you right quick before we get the scriptures. Another one I showed it earlier. It's always good to bring out on one of my lessons, but I'm gonna bring it out again, whereby Russia and China are doing military drills with Iran in the Straits of Hormuz. So we already know that, we know the Straits of Hormuz it's in the middle. You got the Persian Gulf on I think it's on the right hand side, and you got the Gulf Oman is on the left hand side. Also, we know that the Straits of Hormuz connect both of them to the Arabian Sea, just like the Bible said. So hey man, these things are spot on. Let's go here. Let's get this one here right quick. This is a very short one here to show you that they're out there doing their military drills. See that? Let me show that one more time. It was kind of short. We're going to show it again. So you see that, so this is the first time in history that you see that Russia and China, and also China gets a lot of oil from Iran. So, it's going to affect them also. So we already know they're in collaboration. Russia will be a guard to these nations. Man, this Bible, man, it's very exciting, man. This is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, man, we're here. Let's go here first. Let's go to Joel chapter 2, man, because, man, hell, it's happening, man. We seeing it, man. The Lord, he can't make it no plainer. So it ain't going to be no excuse. Oh, you didn't know this or you didn't know that. The Lord making it plain upon table. Man, I'm telling you, man. We're here. Let's get this right quick. These Bible prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Joel chapter 2 and verse 20 said, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, which is talking about American military. It said their military forces. It said, and I will drive them in a land barren and desolate. It's talking about Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's bringing them there. He said, and with his face towards the East Sea. You know what I'm saying? What is that? The East Sea is talking about the Persian Gulf. What is in the Persian Gulf? You got the Persian Gulf on one side. You got the Straits of Hormuz in the middle, and you got the Gulf of Oman. Then from there, all that connects straight out into the Arabian Sea. So this is spot on. And it says here, and his face towards the East Sea. You know what I'm saying? Talking about what the Persian Gulf once again. It said, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, and which in fact is to the Red Sea. You know what I'm saying? We already see that there's a lot of warships out there in Yemen fighting, talking about Hamas and all this different thing. You know what I'm saying? This man is not a keeper at home, so he got warships in over there in Yemen, the Red Sea, and also he got warships over in the Persian Gulf, the Hormuz Straits, and also he got warships, I think, in the Mediterranean, if I'm not mistaken. And it says here, and also he have a lot of military bases over there. So if they attack Iran this time, they're going to hit all their bases. You know, this time it's going to hurt. And so this is what is going to happen to America. It says here, his hinder part towards the utmost sea, which in fact is the Red Sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because they has done great things. So this is what this is talking about. This ill savor is talking about a stench. You know what I'm saying? The stench of death. So the Lord is going to lay their ashes down even with the ground when they go over there messing with these Carmadians, which in fact are the modern day Iranians. You know what I'm saying? So that's lined up with what with 2nd Ezra chapter 15. We get that too in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That terrible vision. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what this is going into. So when America goes over there, when they finally go in on Iran, this will be their last time. We are believing through the Spirit that is going to happen. But we know that rumors of war, the birth pain is going to come forth. But we know they're going to implement that what RFD microchip though. They on what you call a time schedule. From the law. They got bound that they cannot pass. Let's go to Joel chapter 3. Let's get this one, because we're seeing right now these nations are constantly preparing for war. And this is what we got to go into left and right. You know, prophecy. We ain't worried about all the games. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. We got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that this ain't the mark. This ain't that. Talking about the new cup. We don't give a damn. Believe what the hell you want to believe. But guess what? You can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So we ain't worried about them. You know, instead of debating or going back and forth, guess what the men of the Lord do? They are prophesying. They are saying before, just like the Lord commanded us to do, said, warn them for me. Don't give a damn what else. If they will hear or whether they will forbear, we don't give a damn. Let's go here to Joel chapter 3, because the Lord is going to make it happen regardless what you believe. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is going back into order. Everyone is standing in their lot. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come down. So right now we're seeing that all these nations are preparing for war, getting all their military assets into place, you know, for this last and final war. All of them are gathering in the Middle East, you know what I'm saying, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, you know, the valley of Jehoshaphat, where the Lord will judge these nations. It says here, verse 10 said, beat your plowshares into swords, your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So right now we're seeing that a lot of these nations that really does not have, it's not financially and military built, you know, they're saying that they're strong right now. You know what I'm saying? They bucking up against America. Everyone is bucking up against America. You know, we're strong. You know, let's take this red devil down. Exactly what they're saying. So that the heathens are raising right now. Verse 11 said, assemble yourself and come all you heathens and gather yourself together round about thither. Let's call thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So the Lord's going to call his mighty ones to come down. You know what I'm saying? When that time of trouble come, you know, they're going to be doing a dual mission. They're going to be delivering and also destroying, you know what I'm saying, these wicked nations and also these damn wicked two-thirds. You know what I'm saying? Those, you know, the mighty ones are the angels of the Lord. The Lord going to send them death angels, and they're not going to be playing. Verse 12 said, let the heathen be awakened. Said, come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit and judge all these heathen round about. So the Lord is gathering the nation for the controversy of Zion. What was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to repay, and no one gotten away with a damn thing. The Lord said, I will repay. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. That's why he's setting them up, bringing all their military access over there. So the Lord is going to knock them on their asses very soon. Hey, man, we cannot wait. The Lord is doing a mighty work. Verse 13 said, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. I said, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. You know what I'm saying? So it's harvesting time. Lord said, put that sickle. You already know when you use the sickle, you know, you cut that, you know, you cut the wheat. You know what I'm saying? You throw away the tares and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. Verse 14, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near. Say in the valley of decision, or the valley, you know, where the Lord is going to judge these wicked heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? He's getting ready to take their government out of the way. He's getting ready to take their military out of the way. It's only going to be one government, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. Man, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. It's that multitudes and multitudes talking about it's going to be what? Many bodies. You know what I'm saying? The body count is getting ready to be great. The Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work, man. That's where we at right now. These things are happening. It's something else I want to show. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. Let's go back out. Let's go back and get another video. See how we're still running on time. We're still running pretty good. Let's go back here and get another video. Something else I want to show y'all. Let me see, can I find it? Something. Let's see, can I find it right quick? This is one I want to show you about Bill Gates. What they trying to plan this deal under your skin. We already know about this biometric, but I'm gonna show you about this surveillance under the skin. He's telling you that you know that it's gonna be this RFID microchip. This is what we constantly been warning you about. Let's get this right quick.
What is biometric data?
It's data about what's happening inside my body. What we have seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin.
I'm wearing a tracker that tracks my heart rate, my sleep, I don't know where that information is going.
Wear the KGB agent on your wrist willingly.
And I think it's benefiting me.
And it is benefiting. I mean, the whole thing is that it's not just dystopian, it's also utopian. I mean, this kind of data can also enable us to create the best healthcare system in history. The question is, what else is being done with that data, and who supervises it? Who regulates it?
You see this man right here, man. The iniquity, the mystery of iniquity do his already work, but he will let till he be taken out the way. So that's where we're at now. We're seeing that they're rolling out their plans right before our eye. You know, so let's go here to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We was just getting a few of these Bible prophecies, man. We seeing, man, these things are speaking loud and clear. Let's go here to 2 Thessalonians. Let's see here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. Start here at verse 4. It says here, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Almighty, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Almighty, sitteth in the temple of the Almighty, showing himself that he is the Almighty. Who's doing that? You know what I'm saying? The Esau, even the modern day so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? He constantly, showing these things. He constantly putting things into place left and right. You know, we're seeing right now that he's putting his system into place. You know, he wants to be like the Most High. He wants to have total control, which called this omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? He want to be in every place, but guess what? He's imagining a vain thing. Only the Lord can do that. So he's constantly opposing and exalting himself each and every day. Verse 5, so remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. Verse 6, and now ye know that, said withholding, that he might be revealed in his time. So one thing about it, he's being revealed right now in these times. Who is that? The modern day Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Say, he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. So right now he's getting ready to do the bidding. You know what I'm saying? He's getting ready to do his last and final deal before the great and glorious return of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. The revised Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. The power is in his hands right now, but only for a short season. You know what I'm saying? He said, he, who is he, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, said he will let till he be taken out of the way. So the Lord's going to come back and take this man out of the way. The Lord's getting ready to cast him down very soon. Verse 8 says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, talking about the prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the Lord is going to return on that fathership. You know what I'm saying? That spacecraft, which in fact they even call UFO or UAPs. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back into the chariots, you know what I'm saying, of Israel, the chariots of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? With great glory and great power. The Lord's getting ready to take this man out. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of World War III. So we right there. So the Lord is constantly setting the stage. We seeing it. So the time is at hand. It's time to seek the Lord. Verse 9 says, even him said whose is coming is after the workings of Satan, with all powers and signs and lying wonders. So that's what this man is getting ready to come with this these counterfeit wonders, this pseudo side. You know what I'm saying? You know, lies and deceit. A lot of people gonna get enticed. A lot of people are going to consent to this new system, and they will be totally destroyed. Let's read this once again. It says here, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9 says, even him who is coming is after the workings of Satan. You know what I'm saying? Who is the physical counterpart of Satan? Who do the bidding from the left-hand side, which in fact is Esau Edom, the modern day so-called white man. So with all powers and signs and lying wonders, talking about his technology, talking about his pseudo side, talking about what his military might. You know what I'm saying? This transhumanism, this digital age, this robotics. You know what I'm saying? These biometrics, these things that he's constantly putting into place. So let's get this last and final script. I won't bring this out anyway. I put it in short, but I'm gonna bring it out because this is where we at now. Revelation what? Chapter 13. Time is at hand. It's time to seek the Lord while he can be found. Let's go here. Let's get this last one here. Let's get this last video I'm gonna bring out. And see here. So go back in. We're gonna close out, man. But hey, man, we're here, man. All we gotta do is just keep pushing, keep believing. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And constantly trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So here's this video about the RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast. It is here already.
Like having a built-in key for unlocking doors, making payments, or even starting a car, all with just a wave of your hand.
Something else that's really interesting in the newsletter about people in Sweden putting implants, microchips, right?
Yes.
Into them.
It's an unusual sensation.
What does it feel like?
It doesn't hurt. There was a little pop. It's a weird feeling. And it's over? It's done. It's done? I'm a robot now.
Oh my god, the modern rogue is now officially part cyborg.
I'm a modern cyborg.
Fun games until it becomes mandatory. Revelation 13:16 to 17. He made all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
You are a beast. People stop being fucking stupid, man. When they crash this economy, man, this is going to be the new currency, man. You're going to have to put your right hand and your forehead out to go ahead and buy and sell in this economy, man. All right? Are you going to sell your soul to Satan, or are you going to get your head fucking chopped off, man? That's the choices that's coming in these days, man. You can laugh and scoff, talk all the shit you want in your mind, but the Lord going to judge your ass, man. All right? This is a serious matter, man. There ain't no more time to be playing around with you people, man.
Mark of the beast.
So you see, this is where we at. So the time is at hand. So you know, these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. So let's go back to 2 Thessalonians. We can go back there. You know what I'm saying? We go back. We'll start back up at verse 8. So that's where we at right now. These lying wonders, the pseudo side, these counterfeit miracles that this man is getting ready to bring forth. It's very convenient. It's very safe. All you have to do is wave your hand. It's very harmless. It's touchless. You know what I'm saying? You know, cashless. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is very quick and convenient. A lot of people gonna line up and take this. Let's go back to verse 8. It says, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, the prophet. We constantly tearing them down with this truth. It said, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the Lord's gonna return in the midst of World War III over there in the Middle East, over there in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know that Joel chapter 3, Ezekiel chapter 38, you know, it's constantly lining up. The Lord's getting ready to return. You know, for to take this man out. So even him who is coming after the workings of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And not about who's coming out the workings of Satan, the modern day so-called Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? The so-called white man, not white, red. You know what I'm saying? You know, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he's coming with these all powers and signs and lying wonders. You know, so right now, a lot of people going to get enticed by this technology. They're going to trust in the strength of this system. You know, they're going to be totally destroyed. You know what I'm saying? This RFD microchip. You know what I'm saying? With the fact, just wave your hand, unlock doors, it'll start your car, you can buy things with it. You know, just wave your hand. Very convenient, safe. Just walk right in and walk right out. You know what I'm saying? The Neuralink, you know, connect you to the internet about it, which in fact the RFD microchip also. So really, that's going to be the new money. You know, so you're seeing how these things are coming before us. But you know, we will, you know, be not deceived. The Lord said, take heed. You don't say, no man deceive you. Verse 10 it said, and with all deceivingness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. You know, a lot of people, you know, right now they're gonna get deceived. You know what I'm saying? Because what? They are very wicked. You know, they are very unrighteous. They don't want to stand in their lie. You know, they believe not the truth. You know, so the Lord gave them a strong delusion. Here we go in verse 11. Here it is right here. It says, and for that cause, the Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to believe this lie. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be totally deceived. They're going to be totally taken over. And they will be totally destroyed. They would have to suffer the second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. What is the lake of fire? America. How will it become a lake of fire? These IBCM missiles that's going to hit this place and going to set it on fire. And this place is going to become a great wilderness, a great desert. Verse 12 said that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness. So those are the ones that didn't believe, you know what I'm saying, was scoffing and mocking, you know what I'm saying, had pleasures in unrighteousness, you know, believed in this technology. you know what I'm saying, try to save their life, but you're going to lose your life on this side. You know, these are the days of Noah, eating and drinking and being merry, having a great old time, thinking that there was a good case. The flood came and destroyed them all. We know that the flood was the first death. The second death is getting ready. It's fast approaching, which in fact these ICBM missiles that getting ready to fly. You know, World War III. You know, things can go nuclear at any given time. That's why we always watching. You know what I'm saying? The signs of the times. So we seeing that the prophecy are speaking. You know what I'm saying? The end is at hand. We're seeing here. Let's go down last and find the script. Let's go here to Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13, let's get to verse 11, and we'll probably get one more, we'll close out. It says here, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So we're very close. It's high time to wake out of sleep. It's time to, you know what I'm saying, to lock in. It's time to seek the Lord. It's time to pray without ceasing, because we're here. Verse 12 said, for the night is far spent, the day is at hand. So let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, let us put on the armor of light, the wisdom and knowledge, is understanding, you know what I'm saying, that will sustain us in times of trouble, you know what I'm saying. So the day is at hand, you know what I'm saying, the night is far spent, it's time to seek the Lord. Verse 13 said, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chimering and wantonness, not in striving envy. You know what I'm saying, it's time to get your house in order. Let go of all these immortal thoughts. Let's get it in the NLT. It said, because we belong to the day, we must live decent lives for all to see. So don't participate in darkness. So of the wild parties and drunkenness. So all in sexual promiscuity. So and immoral living, or quarreling and jealousy. You know, don't be partakers of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, come out of her, my people. This is not your rest. Verse 14. It says, verse 14 said, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So that's what we got to do. We got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. It shall sustain us in times of trouble. Let's get this last one. We'll close out. Let's go here to Ecclesiastes chapter 32. We'll close out here. Ecclesiastes chapter 32. Ecclesiastes chapter 32 and verse let's get verse 14. We'll close out here. Ecclesiastes chapter 32 and verse 14 says, whoso fears the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. And everybody who is seeking the Lord early, that's the house of David, the true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So we know right now that we're very close. The time is at hand. The day is at hand. The night is far spent. It's time to seek the Lord. We're seeing that these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. We know that we're here. We know that the famine of the word is fast approaching. We know that we read upon a World War III, the last and final war. And also we know that our salvation is at the door. The MOTB. These things are here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to watch, pray, and be sober. Put over the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear. We're very close. The Lord is what's constantly speeding up time for the elect's sake. You know what I'm saying? It says, hey, those days shall be shortened for what? The elect's sake. You know what I'm saying? We're here, man. The Lord is doing a mighty work. So I like to pray to the east. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Rikah Kodash. And double honors to those great millstones, while earth is true. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad. Keep pushing, keep believing. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, the Lord is going to do the rest. And also the men of the Lord are standing on their watch. We'll stand on fire for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Keep pushing, keep believing. Shalom. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.